Good morning. Here we are, it's still January in Kansas. Ucky, terribly cold. It even flurried snow yesterday. So I'm spending my day in the kitchen. I've got a couple of pie crusts already made, and I'm going to show you how to make my favorite pie. It's called an Amish cream pie. Now, I found this recipe in a cookbook years and years ago. And it was just so simple, and there were so few ingredients, I decided to try it. So I wrote it down, and I loved it. And it's become a family favorite. I'm convinced that I would be killed if I showed up at Thanksgiving without an Amish cream pie. So I thought I'd show you guys how to do it. But before I decided to make this particular thing, I researched YouTube to see if there was another video of Amish cream pie on there. I found one, but then I started finding this thing called a sugar cream pie. And come to find out, it's almost identical, but they're adding a couple of flavorings. They're adding a couple of things different to it. So I decided today what we'd do is we'd make one of each. And by doing so, then we can have a taste test afterwards, and we can decide which one we like the best. Now, when you're making an Amish cream pie, the ingredients are extremely simple. You have a cup of milk, whole milk, and I have the little cute container because I drink skim. So I had to go out and buy a milk special for this. Then you use a cup of whipping cream. Now, I have done this before, and I've seen people do it on YouTube, and decide that being it's a cup of milk and a cup of whipping cream, what we'll do is just use 2 cups of half and half. And I've done this, and let me tell you, it is not the same. It just doesn't come out as rich. It's just missing something. Don't know for sure why. The only thing I can assume is that half and half may not be quite half and half. Now, on top of that, we dump in a cup of sugar. There's half. And there's another half. Now, last but not least, we get ourselves a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Now, medium heat. Now, you have to stir this thing constantly. If you don't stir it constantly, what happens is it scorches on the bottom, and you'll get little brown specks floating through your pie crust, pie filling. And, you know, it doesn't hurt the flavor, I don't think, but it doesn't look pretty. All right, now all you got to do now is you stir it constantly until it thickens. Up there's a little grandchild just waiting to steal the pie after we're done. Okay, as you can see now, it's bubbling and it's gotten thick. It's not terribly thick, but that's about as thick as it gets. Now, after it thickens, what you do is you turn off the fire, take it away from the heat. Then you throw in a full stick of whole butter. As you can see, this is just a low-cal, you know, no fat in this recipe at all. That's probably why it's such a family favorite. And you just sit here and you stir the butter in, let it melt, and after it's all stirred in, you pour it into a pie crust. So, you stop, pause. All right, after you put her in the pie crust, there's just one more step. You put it in a 350 oven, about 30 minutes, just long enough that it gets all bubbly all over. If you check it and you look and say, hey, look, it's already bubbly, that's good. You're there. So, here we go. We'll set our timer All right, I'm going to rinse my pan and we'll make the next pie. It'll be the sugar cream pie. So, it's to the point now where we're taking it off the filling. It was just the very same things went into it, no difference. And we're putting that stick of real butter. And oh, don't use margarine, whatever you do. Don't use margarine. It's like the half and half. It just won't be the same. Now, here's where sugar cream pie differs from Amish cream pie. We're going to add in some vanilla. And this is vanilla from Mexico. If you've never tried Mexican vanilla, oh gosh, you've missed out. This is wonderful stuff. And it's amazing, it's cheap. It's like this. Now, I bought this a number of years ago, but the package is marked $3.50 for a liter. You know, and in this country, we get this little bitty brown bottle for about that much money. So, that's kind of one of the different, and it's wonderful stuff. It's different. All right, that's it for a second. We got just a little bit of butter left in there, just a tiny, tiny bit.
Wait, okay.
Put it in the crust. And I'd suggest you pretty immediately fill this pan with water and soak it, or you'll never get it chiseled down there. Now, to the top of the pie, we sprinkle a little nutmeg. And I'm told by other people on YouTube making this that flavor goes all the way through it. It probably does, because like I say, you cook it until it's nice and bubbly. All right, put this in the oven.
Move mine.
Okay. Now that's what they should look like when they're done. Should be all nice and bubbly, puffed up. Now we're going to let these sit out and cool for a little while. And then we're going to have our taste test. Okay, here comes the big taste test. This is my executive producer on the left and annoying grandchild on the right.
Hey!
The pie's still a little warm, so it'd be a little bit better once it cools down completely. But we couldn't wait. Okay, which one do you like the best?
I like this one.
That's the sugar cream. Executive producer, how about you?
I like the Amish cream, but it's missing chocolate.
Oh yes, I was supposed to tell them that in order to make it chocolate, all you do is you just throw a Hershey bar, just a regular candy bar like you'd buy for your lunch, in it when you throw in the butter, and just let it melt and mix it in. All right, this is my wife, she who must be obeyed, and we're going to get her taste test opinion. Go ahead, Tamara.
It is warm.
That was the Amish cream. Now try the sugar cream.
Am I the tiebreaker?
I think so, maybe.
I like the Amish cream.
Okay, well, it seems that the Amish cream is the winner.